Our thumbnails are too polished and precise. They're the same thing every time. We need to give the people the real and the raw.
Hey, but there are always new effects, new colors, new fonts. Welcome to Party Trick Astrology.
I'm Nina.
I'm Shaina. And this is a drag meet.
Yes, this is a drag meet for Tawni. This is a scheduled drag meet, but she did say that it was tentative because she might not be able to make it, and in that case, we should just go on without her. It's not 7 o'clock yet, so we'll give some time.
Should we wait till like what?
7:03? 7:03 sounds like the perfect time.
Okay.
Start.
And obviously, she can always go back and watch all this stuff.
Yes, that's true.
Welcome. A drag meet is a service that we provide, as I'm sure y'all know. But people, you still have questions.
Yeah, we get questions every single time. So I'm really not sure
in the comments,
if y'all know.
Yeah, in the comments on the live chat of the drag meet that we did just earlier today at 3 o'clock, somebody said, "Can you do me?"
I just want to know, when people watch videos, do they read the titles or do they just check out our amazing live thumbnails?
Amazing thumbnails. So yeah, but all of our readings are going to be back in stock on August 1st. We're having a little bit of a revamp, hopefully to persuade people to get the correct reading. No more beginners choosing the advanced, guys.
No more, please. Also,
astrology course is in stock still.
Astrology course.
And yes, we know the 9th house video. It is coming.
It is.
No, we do not. We see the thumbnail.
Yeah, that's what I thought. People don't read the titles. They just see the thumbnail. That's why you gotta put the title on the thumbnail.
And we do later.
Yeah, so we said we're gonna wait for 7:03 until we kick it off. My neck hurts so bad. This chair is so uncomfortable.
Do you want to switch or will it not make any difference?
It won't make any difference.
I don't know.
Both of these chairs are really uncomfortable. In fact, yours might even be more uncomfortable.
I was going to say, because there's not a back on it.
Yeah. So. But we can scooch back so that you... Oh, wait.
Yeah, no, I'm chilling.
Basically on the back of the bed.
This is so random if you're watching this, but Nina, what is in your progress chart?
What's my progress chart?
What is the double that's making up for the Gemini sign?
You know what? I was needing to check that.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Anybody else know their progress chart off the top of their head and have an intercepted Gemini, Sagittarius, or intercepted 5th and 11th house? Because that is coming up to me for like a long fucking time in like a year, and I'm scared. Somebody make me feel better about it.
Extended chart selection.
Well, actually, first Capricorn and Cancer intercepted my 6th and 12th house, but that's for like a few months. So you know what I mean? So it's like you can deal with anything for a few months.
Okay.
But it's like a year or 2 or 3. Like it's a ridiculously long time that shit's intercepted in my chart. And I'm like, eh. And then guess what? After that, it's fucking Taurus, Scorpio.
Double?
Or no, intercepted.
Well,
and I'm like, I don't want it back.
You know what you know. Okay, let's see what's going on. Hold on. This can't be right. This is my natal chart.
Oh. I was like,
perfect. There we go.
How is eclipse season for you too?
So eclipse seasons affect me in the fact that I feel really sick and need to sleep a lot.
We would have the same.
Double Leo Aquarius.
Yeah.
Is what I got going on in my progress chart right now. If you're curious.
Intercepted Pluto too.
Fun times, man. So yours is probably going to be intercepted Pluto.
Yes. Well. And intercepted. Guess what? I'm going to get a Sag moon, and the whole time I get the Sag moon, it's intercepted. So all the fun in my life, I won't be able to access, and I'm so upset about it. Because having a reverse Scorpio moon in the 4th house is, as you can imagine, one of the most unfun things.
Well, my Mars has unintercepted and gone retrograde.
Oh my God, Tawni made it!
Oh my God, hi!
Right,
It's 7:03 when we said that we were going to start with she was here.
Girl,
you get it.
And especially as a Pisces, fucking nice one. So the first thing off of your chart, you've got this grand trine, right? Between your sun, moon, and rising. And what sounds better than a grand trine between your sun, moon, and rising?
What sounds worse than a grand trine between water signs?
That's what makes it bad. It's all in water, which sucks. That must be so much to deal with, because not like you understand all like the 3 pillars of your personality are the 3 pillars of emotions.
Yeah, it's like you really get emotions.
You really get it.
Like maybe too much.
Too much.
Also, here's the thing. Grand trines produce lazy people. I knew someone with a grand trine in water.
Do I know this person?
Eric Morris.
Oh.
I shouldn't have said this person's full name.
There's a trillion of them out there.
Yeah, okay.
There's a billion that's a random name.
And oh my God, this person had a saying that was blah, 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 I don't remember. He had like 3 rules. Blah, 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 I don't remember. Blah, 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 couldn't care less. Number 3, never get self-impressed. Oh my God, that rhymed. And I was like, I don't get it, because you seem so self-impressed with yourself. Like every day you're like, do you know how many people I help with my emotional healing work? Do you know how much I influence people and what I've done to help people with my help and helping?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And
but you're like, always stay humble.
But never get self-impressed.
Dude, 10th house has been the theme today.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Lots of 10th house. Even, yeah, it doesn't matter. There's lots of 10th house. But you've got the fun Jupiter, Saturn 10th house. And also Mercury, Venus 10th house. So much going in your 10th house.
Yeah, you've got 10th and 5th house stuff, mostly. But what I would like to say about having, okay, because me and Mina have done the thing before where it's like, with each element group, you have to be those and then pick your sun, moon, and rising, right? This combination is one that I would definitely not pick. Because why would you pick Scorpio as your moon?
No.
Not that Cancer and Pisces are easy. But why would you want Scorpio?
But I'd rather have any other water moon than Scorpio.
Actually, I don't want a Cancer moon. But I don't know.
Oh, okay. But what you want is a Scorpio rising.
Yeah, which, yeah, of course.
Instead, you got a Cancer rising.
At least a Scorpio sun.
I don't know a Scorpio rising and a Scorpio.
Yeah, me too. But I mean, a Scorpio moon.
Yeah.
That's just like, okay, it kind of goes like what your emotions do. Even though Pisces is the 12th sign, it kind of goes like, you know what I mean? So you give off this like surface level emotional thing. And so I feel like because of that, like, okay, you're going to get bothered by these things really intensely. And you're going to sit at home. But what you're going to bring up to people are like, harumph, this person got upset at me because I didn't open the door right. When in reality, your situation is like, I am dealing with a depression and all this stuff and blah, blah. But on the outside, you're just like, man. Somehow you make a Scorpio moon very whiny.
Also, so much Mars energy. Between your moon, Mercury, Venus, and Mars, and Jupiter, and Lilith even, it's all Mars-dominated signs. Scorpio moon, Aries Mercury, Aries Venus, Scorpio Mars.
Oh my God, yeah, moon through Jupiter, you're just nothing but Mars-dominated energy.
Aries.
Dude, that's ridiculous. Yeah, so all you feel is just like a lot of anger on both ends. You get to feel the super fun explosive anger, and then the even more fun boiling it up and keeping it inside anger.
Super fun.
Oh wait, you said my Scorpio moon makes me super intense, especially with anger.
You think that's your Scorpio moon, but check out your Scorpio Mars, girl.
Yeah, dude.
Especially with anger.
And what we just said, I can become sexually aggressive easily, TBH. That makes sense. Scorpio, Mars in the 5th house. You know what I would like to roast is Mars in the 5th house. Just because of the small thing of like, Mars in the 5th house has extremely high, and with Scorpio Mars too, extremely high expectations for sex. But you specifically have extremely high expectations for hookup sex. You know what I mean? It's not like the typical Scorpio Mars, like, we'll go over time. Well, it's like, if you do not please me perfectly every time, this is not the most... Not only does it need to be fun and spontaneous, it also needs to be super intense and real. It's just like, calm down. Your partner's probably like, we get it. You require a lot. Holy shit.
What's also annoying is that the fifth house being the house of fun, imagine you're going out and you have Mars and Scorpio in the fifth house. I mean, you don't have to imagine. You do. Every single going out night must end in sex for you.
Yeah.
It's like a total fail if it doesn't end in sex.
Lilith's in the fifth house too. Girl.
Yeah, if it doesn't end in sex, like what's the point? And if the sex isn't good, it's like,
how dare they do that to me?
Yeah.
I better get my revenge. Also,
and you just spend so much time like not having fun because you're like, okay, when can I achieve my goal of having sex tonight?
Yeah, that's all you're thinking about. Like, you won't go out to things to just like make friends, mingle, have fun, have a good night. You're literally going out to like find somebody to fuck.
Yeah, you can.
And it's like you forget about people. You know what I mean? It's just like,
right. Like, oh my God, if you're going out and
with
trying to fuck,
people,
you know how fast you forget about the people that you've gone out with?
Instantly.
Ugh.
Instantly. And also, instantly, are you attracted to somebody too? So it's like, yeah, I'm totally not gonna leave you. Oh my God, you. And it was just like,
it's girls' night, ladies.
Yeah.
Let's go out for girls' night. I have a secret agenda.
Yeah.
Or maybe you don't even have like a conscious secret agenda. You're like, let's go out, let's have fun.
No, it's conscious.
I'm a little bored, and you know what would be real nice?
I think that with Lilith in there, it's way more conscious.
Yeah,
it's
true.
that itch. You know what I mean? It makes it a lot more like,
Yeah, especially because Lilith is so the epitome of egocentric tissitalness.
Okay, yeah.
Mercury retrograde, ladies and gentlemen. And so, like, anywhere that Lilith is going to, anywhere where Lilith is going to be affecting how you fuck over other people for the sake of your own pride, your own self-interest, and also,
you fuck over people by fucking people.
Yeah, you fuck over people by fucking people, and you don't apologize for it.
No. And you also don't see what you're doing is wrong.
Yeah.
And I think what your mentality is like if you were to like whenever, even if it's not going out to the club, it's literally just like leaving your goddamn house. You're like instantly scouting for somebody, and you don't understand why there's anything wrong with it because it's like, well, you should be too then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not my fault you didn't get a guy. You should have been looking too. That's like your mentality, you know?
Is Lady Gaga a Venus in Aries? Because she's
an
Aries sun. Because like, first of all, Lady Gaga. Second of all, Lady Gaga circa 2008. Let's play a love game. Play a love game.
Oh my
love
God.
Is a game. It's a game. I'm gonna win. And
yeah,
hunt.
that's so funny. That's so funny. I never thought about that.
So yeah, your Venus and Aries could just be like, let's play a love game. Let me hunt you down, and then I will win. The game is not a game, or you don't win.
Oh my God, is your life literally just for public image of fucking somebody? Like, because you got all this 10th house and 5th house stuff, but you have 8th house Uranus. So to me, that just says you're like obsessed with how people perceive you because you're always just after sex. But like the sex that you want is so intimate and it's so intense and there's just so much pressure that you put on it and so much stakes. But then the second that you get into the 8th house, you're like, yeah. You know what I mean? It's like you need it just doesn't make any sense, you know?
Mm-hmm. Also, who would expect all of this that we're saying from a Cancer rising?
Oh yeah, that's true. But you know what I've noticed with Cancer risings that have water, like a Scorpio or Pisces, like sun or mostly sun that like trines it. You mostly, I don't know, it's not as innocent.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like because you see the Pisces and Scorpio more.
Yeah.
So I feel like you don't have as much of the Cancer innocence showing.
My pride needs to know people like me sexually sometimes.
Sometimes, all the time.
I'm wishy-washy about it. Like I don't actually like looking up because I've actually been taken advantage of too many times. So I like to drown and push away. Okay.
Oh yeah, well that's what that like intense like possessive, and also you have like Chiron in the 5th house too.
Mm-hmm.
So oh my gosh, wait, what are your? Oh no, okay, wait, draw in and push away. Yeah, that's very like oh my God, Scorpio Mars does do this thing of like I'm going to kiss you. No, I'm going to no. You know what I mean? Like they make you, and you're like okay, let's just get the fuck over yourself. like I'm just gonna decide if you're not.
Yeah. No, but that's totally like your pride needs to know, but it's like you're just gonna do it in that Leo kind of look at me and validate me, 5th house.
Yeah.
But obviously it's all in Scorpio, so it's not gonna be so fast and free and furious.
Right. Yeah, what you might do is like you love the chase, and then when it actually gets to like you guys in bed, you like shut down.
Could be.
You know what I mean? Because you're like, well, I just wanted to know that I just needed the validation, you know? Oh, this is a mean drag. I'm so sorry. Yes, I don't know if I go. Well, I'm glad you're laughing. Yeah. I know we've said this before about Cancer risings, but what's just so I know we mentioned this before, but like we need to start complaining about the things that are actually bothering us. Can all Cancer risings like come together?
Oh my god.
And like not just talk about the immediate like small things to put their emotions on. Yeah.
How about we like answer why we feel bad when people ask us? That would be nice.
What, to Omar?
No, us Cancer rising.
Oh yeah, okay.
It's
Omar,
like when someone,
I want to talk to Omar real quick. Can you just rewind the video and watch the beginning of the first like 3 minutes of the video, and you will get your answer.
Yes.
Anyways, I'm so sorry. So Cancer rising banding together to actually get upset about what or actually say what we're actually upset about instead of just pretending it's just because we busted our toe.
And when people ask us, it would be nice to answer instead of just being like, "No, I'm not."
Oh yeah. It's like looking at being in the sense like, "Hello, darkness, my old friend." And someone's like, "Are you okay?" And you're like, "Oh yeah, why did I say that?" Yes. I'm never okay.
You again. I'm trying to think of any Pisces that I know with Mercury and Aries, because I think Mercury and Aries is a super funny position.
So fun.
But I can't think of any Pisces that have it, because it's like if you're a Mercury and Aries and your Sun in Aries, I'm like, yeah, this is who you are and this is how you talk.
Yeah.
But it's kind of disarming as a Pisces Sun. Then all of a sudden you let your thoughts and words come out, and it's like, whoa.
Well,
okay.
I know a Cancer rising Pisces Sun in the 9th house, and having that Pisces Sun in the 9th house gives it such a fire. So I think all you do is just get constantly righteously indignant. You know what I mean? And defensive, and your Mercury in Aries is constantly, I think, like to you you're on the defense, but to everybody else you're on the offense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're making up these things and people are attacking you that they're not actually attacking you for. But you're like, how dare you, I'm a Pisces, what? And it's like, nobody's going at you. And you're like, yeah, you are. You know?
I'm an impulse talker.
I feel that, dude.
I can't relate, honestly. Well, anytime that I do impulse talk, Mercury and Capricorn is like, you shouldn't have done that. Consequences right here.
Yeah.
So that must be fun to have the Mercury and Aries. But also it's like, it's not just like talking impulsively. It's like, oh my God. First of all, you didn't think about what you just said, and I don't think you should have said that. I'm like, wow, that was a lot of F-bombs to say to a cop.
Yes, yeah, for sure. Let me see. Is there anything you specifically want us to drag? Because we could always do that. What are your aspects? Let's look at some aspects. Did you have something for Venus square ascendant?
Oh yeah, Venus square ascendant, it's just like terrible to look at people get into relationships who have this aspect, because it's like, oh my God, honey, he's not right for you.
Yeah.
He only likes your outside and doesn't understand how you love and what you value.
Do you know what I think it is? Is that people, like guys see you and they're like, oh, she's so sweet. I totally want to, or maybe girls do. I totally want to, like, either way, wife this girl up, right? Mm-hmm. And then you come out and you're like, haha, bitch, you thought you were going to be the dominant one? Here I am.
Yeah.
And everybody's like,
let's coddle her and tell her she's pretty. Like, bitch, I know
I'm pretty. Yeah, people will probably like, oh, you've probably never been told you're pretty before. And you're like, yeah, I have, and I think I'm pretty. And they're like, oh, fuck you. And you're like, what? Confidence. They're like, no, I thought you were insecure.
I liked you that way.
And I liked you that way, okay?
Okay, me and Shaina experience this a lot, and I'm sure you do even more. Let me like find an antidote. So I was at this screening for something, and it was a screening for something that I was involved in, but also a lot of things that I wasn't involved in. So it was like, great, I can see this thing that I was involved in, and I can watch some new stuff and like, what's it about? So I watched like the stuff that I'm blah 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 blah, and then the guy who they're about to screen his thing, and he comes up to me and he's like, hey, so this next video is a little violent and got some like he didn't say like adult themes, but like
much.
something along those lines.
No, people used to always say to me, "Is like this is a little too adult for you."
Yeah, and like, and this was like 3 months ago. I'm telling you, this wasn't like early.
And we are 22.
Yeah. It's like, so if you want to step out and not watch it, and I'm like, oh my god,
what do you think I've seen? Like who do you think I am?
Yeah,
how have I been this far and not seen this stuff?
What on earth do you think my life has looked like?
Yeah.
For me to want to step away from something that has a little bit of blood and gore in it.
It's ridiculous. That because Cancer rising, people will try to shelter you from things that you don't need sheltering from too. Or sheltering from things that you've already experienced. It's so fucking weird.
Just like assume like, or someone said the other day, like, I know you haven't been through any trauma, and
to you?
Yeah, I think it was a joke.
Okay.
But so I was like, I get that. Someone to say to me, I know you haven't been through any trauma, and like, I know I'm a child, but
you don't know me. You don't know me. How can anybody put that on somebody that they don't know?
Yeah, it's intense.
Oh shit, I was just about to...
Okay, Omar, seriously, watch the beginning part of this video so that you can understand.
The Venus square sometimes, the Venus square ascendant, sometimes I feel like the most beautiful woman in the world. The next day I look in the mirror and I'll cry forever thinking I'm extremely ugly and not good enough. Yeah. I struggle a lot with how I look. See, that's like a birth chart reading thing. We're dragging you. Because that is very accurate, very true. But this is a drag me. I don't know. Ooh, Neptune in the 7th has gotten us into some sticky situations recently. Neptune in the 7th is just ridiculous what people will... This isn't really a drag. This is more just like a hard dark.
Yeah, honey. Let's have a support group for people like us. Oh my god. Can you spell boundaries? Because no one that we know can.
Yeah. Do people also tell you that? Probably as being a Pisces, people tell you this even more. Or people are like, you were in my dream last night. I had this like vision with you. Or like, you're my dream girl. Somebody once told me, this is actually kind of nice, but this is very Neptune in the 7th, that they, in high school, they drew a picture of their ideal girl, and it looked almost exactly like me when they met me.
That's so much sweeter than what people in high school said to me.
It is really sweet. That's like the sweetest thing I've ever been told, I think. Not the sweetest thing ever, but you know what I mean. It was like a Neptune, but it's just weird to be told that, because there's a certain amount of it that's like, oh, so I'm just filling... Like, I don't matter. I'm just filling this role.
You just need,
like it. Do you know what I mean?
Someone to put this image on.
Yeah.
And I happen to be black enough canvas in your eyes to paint this idea on.
Because, dude, neutral. Look at how neutral this face looks. This face looks like any face you draw.
Or, it's like no matter how many times you tell someone something, it's like, oh, I don't want to hear it, and I just want to keep doing what I do.
Oh, yeah.
It's
people
like,
will not hear your boundaries when you put them up.
Yeah. Oh, my God. I literally had to send, like, this long-ass email explaining, 4 different times.
You sent 3 and I sent 1?
About, like, hey, this is not okay. In fact, I'm reporting you for harassment, like, blah, blah, blah. You know what I got back? LOL, dude, I'm sorry. Laughing face emoji.
XD.
And then, like, it's just that I'm really troubled. Continues to harass.
Also, well, this is Neptune the 7th as a kid. Ooh, I feel like you have all that Scorpio stuff because of your Neptune the 7th. Because people did this. They were like, ooh, Cancer rising, Neptune the 7th. I can make you do what I want, right? And because of this, now you're like, Scorpio, protect myself. Ah! You know what I mean? Because like, you've just been manipulated over and over again. Anyways. Okay, let's see what else you got here. Let's look at aspects again. Oh my god, that's not fun and draggable. That's just sad. Ooh, Moon square Uranus is just kind of like a small thing, but it's just kind of funny because y'all the type of people to just be like, la 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 la, you know what I mean? Just like I saw somebody do this the other day. It was like she was leaving her home, and she has a good aspect with Uranus, but with her moon in Uranus, but she was like telling me how she was like going around like cleaning the house, and it was like her last day at home, and she would randomly just like stop, cry for a few minutes, compile themselves, and then continue going. And if that's not the most like moon square Uranus thing ever, like your emotions just come at just like kind of almost just awkward times, like wrong time, wrong place, weird bursts, randomly like stopping, randomly come. You know, it's just funny to observe, not funny to live. I don't know. Uranus squares have got me laughing recently. Oh wait, also my new favorite square Uranus square is Mars square Uranus, because that one's also funny. Just because it's such a turbulent energy and such a sporadic, like you literally will go from like being the most excitable to just like dead, and then excitable and then dead. It's just kind of humorous to see somebody deal with it because they know it's weird, so they'll try to pretend like nothing is happening, but it's like, I just saw you drop. I just saw you come back. You know what I mean? It's just funny. Whatever. Okay.
Yeah. You got lots of trines. You have, here's a terrible one. You have Moon square North Node, which is fantastic because you won't feel emotionally fulfilled with the direction that your life is heading.
Oh yeah, that sucks. Because life is like, hey, you should want attention, and you're like,
no.
What? All my water is telling me, please God, no. Anything you want us to drag? Again, I don't know. Venus and Aries back to Venus and Aries squaring Cancer rising. Because Venus and Aries is the kind of gal who's gonna like fucking tell somebody when they like them. Cancer rising is the type of bitch to never tell anybody, right? So I feel like you do this weird mix of like your flirting is just like maybe making weird faces across the bar, or like you'll say nothing to the person for like months, and then you'll go up to them and be like, "Do you want to go out?" You know what I mean? Like out of like nowhere, and it's just squares are just funny energy sometimes, you know, because from the outside it just comes from nowhere. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
but from the inside it's been stewing for a long ass time.
Yeah. Especially when it's happening with your ascendant.
Yeah. Yes. Your Saturn is in 0 degrees Taurus. So what's so fun about having a malefic planet on a cusp is that you basically get two problems in one. So not only do you get to deal with the Aries problems, but you also get to deal with the Taurus problems.
And what are the Aries problems? The Aries problems.
And in the 10th house, impulsiveness. We like to see red when we cook, and just kind of
when we do anything.
If it takes time, patience, and intricacy, it's just time to see red and fuck it up anyways.
Yeah. If it's an important thing, that means a lot and has a lot riding on it. How about we can black out and see what happens after?
Yeah, but my planner's perfect.
Yes. Also, if I'm with a Taurus, if you're a little unsatisfied, you can always shop.
Yeah. Impulsively shop, because Aries and Taurus, what they both love to do is together impulsively buy things. Shop. Yeah, impulsively shop, or just impulsively impulsively call off of work because you're tired. Just solving problems with laziness and by just powering through. So what you probably do is you don't solve the problem. You just like keep yourself busy until it's too late. You know what I mean? And then you're like, whoops, I was doing, I don't know an example, but
now, support group number 3 of this drag me. Let's take a moment to talk about Saturn in the 10th house, because nothing you've ever done or will ever do will ever be enough to anyone.
Dude, it's so funny. I would like to say this really quick. I literally just looked at that comment that we got about like.
Oh my fucking god!
It was like, can you make?
No, it wasn't a can you make. It was a butthurt ass fucking. On our how long? 30-minute long Uranus in the 8th house video. The 4th video in our 8th house series.
That went on for way too long.
Our house series. No, sorry, it wasn't on that. No, was it on that video? It was on that video. After having posted a 30-minute video on what the 8th house represents in astrology, a 30-minute video on Sun in the 8th house, an hour and 10-minute long video of placements Moon through Pluto, and then a 30-minute video on Uranus in the 8th house. Someone has the audacity to comment, I wish I could have had a long video for Moon in the 8th house.
Oh, Venus.
Or yeah, for Venus in the 8th house, or all of the 8th house planets for that matter, as if we don't fucking do enough.
Yeah, the last thing that I thought when I posted an hour and 10-minute long video was somebody saying, could you talk more?
Yeah.
And that's Saturn in the 10th house. Only would be told, can you guys tell us more?
No matter what you do, you could write a 50-page paper when everyone else in your class wrote a 10-page paper, and someone will have something to say about how you didn't do good enough. Nothing that you ever do is good enough. And if you ever reach any type of success in your life,
for some reason, it's not good enough. It's not right.
It's not that it's just, maybe it's not that it's not good enough. It's just, yeah, that's what's expected of you. So don't expect any praise or anything of it.
Yeah. The type of bitches to always get A's in their report cards, but never get any money for it or rewards.
Oh my God.
What else would you get?
What are those? Do people actually get rewards and money for getting good grades?
Crazy. All I know is punishments for getting a C in 3rd grade. But oh my God, another thing that I actually just want to say is there was somebody also commented on the 1 hour and 10-minute long 8th house, or no, the 30 minutes or 20-minute sun video in the 8th house about like, can you redo all of your videos and make all of them like individuals? And that has 30 likes.
I'm gonna cry.
And it's like,
I'm literally about to shed tears.
If you go on anybody else's astrology channel, like Personal Planets, those shit's like 30 minutes max. Anyways, done talking about us. That's just complete.
I'm sorry. It's a support group time.
It is. I know. I'm sorry, but I'm sure you can
relate. Live drag me / support group.
We have 1 minute left. I don't know what's the last thing to touch on. What's the last thing to touch on? I just feel like you spend too much time perfecting your self-image, and not only your self-image, but like your self-expression, because that's the 5th house too, right? So I feel like you're very, very, very self-absorbed, but would never, ever admit to how much you are. And also, you feel like you aren't as well, if that makes sense. Because just in the sense of all the Scorpio and the Pisces and the Cancer, it's not self-absorbed. But with that trine and with the 5th and 10th house stuff, it's like, well, I'm too deep, I'm too emotional to be this surface level. But it's definitely there. Yeah. So I would say just,
I mean, honestly, lean into it. That's what your North Node wants.
That's true. Yeah, that is what your North Node wants. Lean into it. But I would say, like, with all that 10th house stuff, though, you do have Saturn in there, but then you also have a lot of other beautiful planets. So I feel like you're going to have a lot of success in your life.
Yeah, that's true. Good. Although it is great to have it tarnished by a feeling that you're never enough and whatever you do is never good enough and that you could always do more. And if you ever do anything that's up to par, well, congratulations, you did what's expected. Well, fucking Jillian over it. No, I know too many people named Jillian. Well, fucking
Corey? Corey?
Yeah, well, fucking Corey over there did the bare ass minimum.
Yeah, and it's getting praised.
It's fine.
Oh, dude. You're driving over. I just want to say this. One time I edited this whole song, like, because I always edit my own music for projects at school. And I did this whole thing, blah, 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 and this whole project. And nobody said anything about the music or the fact that I really spent a lot of time finding the songs, finding the sound effects. Just really spent a lot of time on that aspect of it, as well as every other aspect of Saturn in the 10th house. This dude comes up with 2 songs, just half and half, right? Just chunked together. No costume, not prepared, just like dilly-dallying around. And everybody was like, the way you cut that music was absolutely amazing. Everybody commented on how well that music was cut. And I was like, where do you think I get my shit from, y'all?
story of my life.
Yeah.
Honestly, everything. Now this is really just support group time because your time is over and I need to vent about this. When I was in senior year of high school, we had an option to do a senior project or do a study hall. I was only one of 3 people, out of 8 to be fair, who decided to do a senior project. And that was second semester. And I had been working on my senior project since the summer before senior year. And then first semester, we had an option to take movement or advanced chemistry. And then I was the only person in my class who wanted to do movement. And so I went in with the grade below me, who I was better friends with than the people in my grade anyway. And literally 4 teachers tried to convince me to get out of movement and to be in advanced chemistry. After I was already working on my senior project and no one tried to convince anyone to get taken out of study hall to do a senior project.
But yeah, everyone was like, you should take advanced
And
chemistry.
my senior project...
We all know how much Nina uses that now.
My senior project was also fucking 50 pages long. That was just the research portion. And no one gave a damn.
Yeah. Nobody gives a damn.
But if I did anything less, I would have failed.
Yeah, dude, no, you do the most and you still fail.
Yeah.
Like with that project I was telling you about, I was reprimanded very heavily because I didn't follow instructions correctly, even though I asked about it well in advance if what I was doing was okay.
Anyway, thanks guys. We'll meet
For
again
listening.
next Sunday.
For this Saturn in the 10th house support group.
Also tune in for our Neptune in the 7th house support group.
Yeah.
And our
Cancer
Rising support group. They're all very necessary.
I want to read what you said.
I would have teachers always have one-on-one talks with me about how intelligent I have and how I need to just try harder. And that really annoyed me when I felt I was doing everything.
And I'm sure you are, dude.
Yeah.
Looking at your chart, you definitely were.
Plus, you probably were going through a lot of emotional turbulence.
All that Scorpio stuff? Going through it.
Everyone's going through it in high school. But you, with all that water Scorpio stuff, we're definitely going through it in high school. But you just need to apply yourself because you're really smart and that's all it takes. Oh my God, when you're like really going through it in high school and you're trying as hard as you fucking can, Saturn in the 8th house, but you've got, Saturn in the 10th house, but you've got fucking Scorpio shit and just like shit going on in your life and people still have the audacity. I'm so sorry. Now the support group is really over. Thank you so much for your purchase and your patience in receiving this reading.
Yes.
I'm so glad that you were able to come to the actual live thing.
Yeah, it was so awesome. You
Because
came
your
exactly
comments
the
were
time we
great.
said we were going to start.
Yes. And have a great rest of your day.
Yeah, have a lovely day. Bye, guys. Bye. 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 Bye.